So this week's cheese plate is one of our favorite collections. It's called Get Your Goat. Goat cheese is often thought of as just fresh cheese that's perhaps crumbled on salads or used in cooking. However, it is a huge category of cheeses, and we're very proud here at Zabar's to offer many, many different kinds of goat cheeses. They are a customer favorite, a staff favorite, as well as for many who are lactose intolerant, they love goat cheeses, and this shows the wide variety that they have to choose from, as well as perhaps something new to try, especially in the summer. The first one on the platter is the Chevre du Poitou. It is a fresh goat cheese brie. Think of really nice camembert, but made from goat cheese. So the inside is going to be bright white, a little bit like snow. It's not quite as strong as some of the camemberts. The goaty flavor is going to come through, a little bit of tartness with a really nice buttery creaminess to it. So great cheese. It also does well for baking or cooking if you ever want to make a brie and croûte, but maybe with a little something different. The next one is one of my favorites. It's called Carre du Berry. It's a fresh, square-shaped herb wrapped with a little bit of red and black peppercorns. It is wonderful. It comes from the Périgord region of France. It's perhaps a little firmer and flakier, certainly not strong. The herbs add a bit of sweetness to it, and then when you bite into that peppercorn, which is a perfect pairing with the goat cheese, it's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. This is, to me, what a fresh summer goat cheese should be, with the herbs. The smell is fantastic. It's visually stunning, especially with the middle being a bright white. A great cheese for everything from a cheese platter to crostinis to even if you wanted to use it in a salad, although it's just my favorite on a piece of bread. Next is Humboldt Fog, a goat's milk cheese that most people in the U.S. are now familiar with. It's been made for quite a while out of California by Cypress Grove. That is not a blue cheese, as people often think. Instead, that's a layer of ash in the middle. She actually made it to look like the fog that will roll in on the northern coast of California, so that it ripens from the outside in, and it will start to weep in, kind of almost encasing sometimes when very ripe. So this cheese is one of America's most popular goat cheeses. It is consistently excellent. Lots of citrus flavors, especially grapefruit and lemon. Around the edges is very creamy, and then the inside is perhaps a little drier, a little flakier, never too strong. The rind can be a little bit strong, perhaps a little bit chewy in texture as well. You may want to trim that away if you don't prefer that. The inside will be a luscious goat cheese, and it's very important because goat cheeses have really led the way in American cheese making, and especially in the artisan cheeses. This was one of the first ones, and now we make so many great goat cheeses. In fact, quite a few are now being imported to Europe instead of them all coming to us from France and other regions. Next, speaking of France, is Vallee de Chèvre. This cheesemaker is one of our favorites. We work with them personally. They are the most wonderful people. This is their raw milk goat tome. It is firmer than everything else we've had on the plate so far, but semi-soft, earthy, a little bit of nuttiness. The goat only comes through in the end in a very subtle tang. Beautiful rugged rind. It is made from raw milk, and it is farmstead, meaning that everything from the milking of the goats to the cheese production to aging until it's shipped to us here in the United States is done on the same farm by the same family as it's been done for hundreds of years in the Basque region of France. The last one is Portugal. Oftentimes people think that Spain and Portugal only make sheep's milk cheeses like Manchego perhaps. But you know what? The goats do really well in that rugged climate, as well as they make great little cheeses that age beautifully. The Portuguese make this beautiful one. It's called Cabra de Pimentao. It is a firm goat cheese wrapped, as you can see, in the paprika or piment, pepper and spice. So it's got that deep red. To me, this goat cheese epitomizes the ruggedness and artisan products that come from Portugal. They have not been as overdeveloped perhaps or commercialized as a lot of other European cheeses. So you can still see the rugged handmade rubbing and texture of this cheese. It's got a little more spice, probably the strongest of the goat cheeses on this platter today, as well as the driest in texture. However, none of these are going to be overpowering or overly strong. So why not the next time you have a cheese platter and friends over, do a tasting of the goats? It would spur on a great conversation, and everyone is sure to have an opinion on what their favorite is.